So what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to some more Animal Revolt Battle Simulator. Probably the best battle simulator game there is out there so far, and hopefully will be there'll be more to the add that the devs will add into the game. And honestly, what I would really love to have in the game would be some robotic additions. Where you can actually have proper, claws and arms, and you got different machine guns, and like you can actually add robotic arms that maneuver and stuff, and make your own mechs and all that, and just a whole new mech and robotic addition and update would be sick. You got different types of legs, like actual robots and stuff, which would be really sick. But so I like to do a showcase of my tyrants that I've made, and I've actually worked a lot on these ones and spent a lot of time on these ones, and thought maybe showing it would be pretty cool, in case you guys were into the same stuff that I like. Being able to have some really cool additions to maybe like units that you would like to do when you're doing a battle simulation. That actually like makes sense. See, the thing, what I don't understand is uh, I actually like to make things that are make a bit more sense. You know what I mean? So I'm not just going for the role players like Godzilla or this that stuff is like boring to me. Excuse me. I'm actually going for like the like my own creations here from with what I'm working with what I have, and making my own like um, tyrants, which I'll be showcasing right now. I've spent a lot of time on these ones. This probably a week on these ones here. You know, checking out the movements and all that, and perfecting them. Going through them like millions of times. I uploaded some and then deleted them again because I always noticed that there was stuff to fix. There's always stuff to work on, but finally came out with the final product. So yeah, let me showcase that for you guys. Oops, we're in the wrong I clicked on sandbox. I actually made it a map. I saved the map. Nope, let's go ahead and open our map. Hold on a sec. Load. There we go. We can just load. Here it is. So we've got our whole tyrants here. Okay, so as you can see, what these are pretty much, they're actually like like tyrants. So based off of different, you can say DNA from different animals, and humanoid, making them into just monstrous super soldier like humanoid creatures. Tyrants, like cyborgs slash tyrants. I call them tyrants as well because they do have different other DNA, other things in there along with human DNA. They have other things in there as well, and some of them are quite monstrous, as you can see. We've got here the first one. This one's the first prototype that we made. It's got it's this one's the most basic one. It's the very first one. Um, it's got the red eyes. This one is quite lethal. This one like literally goes straight to the head. And now, mind you, these are all above human height. So I will also do a comparison there as well. So it's got these claws from the Therlazorosaurus DNA, and it worked perfectly for this one. As you can see, it just claws anything in its way, and along with its armor and robotic mechanisms. This one probably is the sickest, you could say human-sized tyrant I've done here. This one looks pretty cool. I'm very impressed with what I've done here. But I just kind of kept going with what I had. And as you can see, I did the style as well. I want to make sure they look good as well. So, you take some things from, those styles with the lights and stuff. Maybe also those mechs from movies, for example. We used to love those mechs from movies like the Avatar movie. Those were pretty sick. See, that would be sick if they could add some more robotic stuff. That will be just insane. Hopefully, devs, you guys can do that, because I'm only working with what I got here. And yeah, so this one here is just a normal human sized, obviously bigger than human. and it's got these cool looking features at the end. Um, it's got these machine guns, but obviously because they're not as strong as the larger Tyrants, the machine guns, because they're human sized, so these are going to be like more of a super soldier type of thing. And then here we have we've got the bigger size Tyrants. Yeah, so this one here would be the Assault Tyrant, I call this one. And yeah, this one's pretty much a bit more bigger version of this one. Not really, they're different versions, but this one's, a lot bigger than the human size. And obviously the machine guns will be stronger because I've added the machine guns on this one is bigger due to its body size being bigger as well. And also the armor. Actually, this one has better armor. It needed to have better armor in order to be able to withstand, um, fights with its own size. But this one still has medium armor, but had to have a bit more of a deduction in order for it to move fast while also being big. So this one is pretty much still really deadly as well. This is basic though, these ones are basic. These ones are like the mech tyrant types. And then we have here, this one's the leech tyrant. This one's a leech because pretty much with this one here, it's got one of it, the right arm is going to be a harpoon, and it's big, so it's still going to do a lot of grabbing, even if it's bigger than its size. And if it doesn't pull him, it's going to put him into range, and it's going to really shoot him down. But however, if it's not that big, it will just automatically, because the harpoons are pretty strong. These are big because of the big size. It's going to get it, and it's going to pretty much, because it's one side, it's going to either throw it or toss it. It's going to do something with it. That thing is going to be gone, and it's going to wipe out a lot of units. It's going to be pretty cool. If not, otherwise it's going to drag them closer. If they're heavy enemies, it's going to drag them closer for it to have better aim and reach for this bad boy here. Then we've got the Void Tyrant. This one is a bit OP, but it is killable. So it's got the spinning missiles here. I've added the spinning missiles, but the missiles are small, so it's not too OP. It's only OP towards, the commandos and stuff, those human-sized. But, it's going to still need a bit of hits, which is good, because it's not going to be too OP. It's going to be still fun to use, you know what I mean? So it's got those just those arms ready to go with the spinning missiles. And yeah, so these are pretty much just same bases with different versions and armor added and design added accordingly to their weapon and what their intention is. So then we move on to the larger Tyrants here. Now with this one, the base had to be from a T-Rex leg and also a upsized humanoid torso. And so it's got mixed DNA. It had to be, because otherwise it won't be able to be a big humanoid tyrant. So that's why it's such a big bad boy. As you can see, obviously very heavy armor here. This is the first one I made, which is the Devastator, the first Devastator. So that was the first large tyrant I made. It's just called the Devastator, with two big bad boy machine guns here. Obviously being bigger, more damage, but still it is going to be still going to be killable, but it's a hard one. It's got heavy armor and moves quite well. I actually had to go over the legs here because there was a lot of issues due to the symmetry in the game not being even. So as you can see, if you add this one here, it won't be even as that one. So one side is going to be even than the other. It's just how the game is. Hopefully it'll be fixed as well, but that'll be pretty cool. So the only way that these guys can be killed instantly is pretty much if they get knocked over, because there's fall damage in the game, and they just, even if they have a little bit of fall, they just, if they get tossed around too much, then they take a lot of fall damage and just die. But we had to go over the legs, which took a long time and a lot of effort, as well as the rest. So the legs are more flexible now, and they move very steady while also looking good. And same here. Now this one took a lot of fucking time, man. Goodness me, because um, in order for what we wanted to have, this one here is called Tyrant Zeus. So this one is all fixed and better. In order for it to be able to walk and carry these heavy gear and also the lightning that it has, the spinning lightning, it had to have more support on its body. Therefore, we had to go with a different structure over here, connecting this part and this part, and making it more, steady, but it's still maneuverable. So it's going to be turning and twisting and aiming itself according to where the enemy is. As you can see, I had to really fix up this one here. I had to make it more supportable. And yeah, so this one is all sorted. This is the final product. It took a lot of time though, because you got to make things according to what they're going to carry and the heaviness and the base. Otherwise, they're going to be, instead of walking forward, they'll be walking back. It has to be all evened out. So it takes a lot of time. This one here is pretty insane, but I'll probably get to the basic one first. So this is called Torrent Cyclone. This is the first one I made for the ones with a harpoon. It's got these large spinning harpoons, and this one is the basic one, the starter. This one doesn't have any issues, but if there is, you can let me know if you want to check it out. So this one didn't need too much fixing, even though it did have some that I needed to add and take off, because the gear and the harpoons is, bearable, so you will be able to spin freely while walking fine, and it didn't have that much of an issue. But this one is just going to either grab. This one's going to be mainly for the soldiers that you put them against, because they're just going to grab them and spin them around, and they're going to throw them around and shit. It's pretty crazy what they do. But this is the basic one, the first one that we made for the Cyclone one, and this one we called Reaper, because this thing is just disgusting, man. Like, this is pretty much the more advanced version of this one, and the harpoons is bigger, as well as the spinners, I believe. I think the spinners are the same, but the harpoons are a lot bigger. So even against big enemies, these things are gonna, if they don't toss them and turn them around, it's gonna pull them in to its, as you can see, the spinning mechanisms here. It's got the what's the name of that one? Let me check the weapons. It was the piercer. So it's got a gear with the spinning piercer. It's making it more effective. Instead of getting stuck, it's going to spin and poke and change different directions while being in and out, and it's going to really get the best out of the enemy there. And also, even if it's, T-Rexes, it's still going to be manhandling it. If not, then these ones will. These are the bigger harpoons under it, so these are the arms, and this is going to pull them in, the big enemies, into these parts here, the spinning mechanisms, and also the feet. Very, very deadly, this one. It's just disgusting. So, however, if they're like around the size of like, Allosaurus or anything a bit bigger or smaller than that, it's going to be just manhandling it, spinning around everything, because this thing is really heavy. This one took a lot of time as well, because the harpoons and the gear and the weapons additions on it is very heavy. So it had to be, this one had to take a lot of time, because the legs had to take a lot of adjusting in order for it to be more effective and walk and, really carry the heavy enemies. This thing is crazy. So those two are the Cyclone ones. This one's the Reaper. It's a Cyclone base, but a lot bigger and stronger and just more lethal. And then here we have the Devastator X Tyrant. Pretty much the same as the other one, as the first one here. But this one, obviously you can tell, this one's actually got bigger machine guns, and it's got two of them. And I believe it's also got some more additions to it. Let me check. It might. I think it does. No, I think it's the same, but it's got two of these now. The machine guns are bigger, and there's two of them. And it's because I noticed after fixing all these bodies, it's got all the support in order to carry another heavy weapon while moving fine. So I added that, and this one's a more of a bad boy version of the other one. So it's just more lethal, and as you can see, it's pretty crazy stuff, man. The designs, I went along with whatever the intentions are of each bot, and according to what weapons they have. And yeah, so this is the whole Tyrant set. I'm actually going to upload it for you guys right now. So if you guys want to check it out or anything, you want to play with them too, uh, and see what you can do with them. I want to leave the what they can do. I want to leave that all to you guys, so you guys can check it out yourself. But it's pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie. These are all the ones that I made, and see if you guys enjoy them. They're pretty crazy, and I want to let you guys find that out yourself. What they do. They all have their own different purpose, and the fights that they put up is just nuts, man. It's really really fun to play with. You can add them to your units and do your strategic scenarios, whatever you like to do with them. It's all yours. But I'll have the whole set right here, and also I'll upload the fixed and remastered ones individually. All these here, excuse me. I'll upload them all individually, and also this map right now. So yeah, thank you guys for joining, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.